when you go to an NHRA national event, you expect to hear lots of neat sound. Fans in the aisles waiting to see those long, smoky burnouts. And high-speed, down-to-the-wire racing action. Now, this kind of action could only happen in the 90s, right? Wrong. You don't think today's roaring beauties came out of nowhere, do you? You don't think that today's funny cars were the first super sleek-bodied hot rods fired off the launch pad, do you? Hey, get real. It all had to start somewhere, and at the California Hot Rod Reunion, you get a little lesson on dancing with the ones who brung you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another special edition of NHRA Today from the California Hot Rod Reunion. I'm Steve Evans. We just couldn't get all the neat stuff into one show, so we're back. Who could ever forget the Winged Express? Marcellus and Bosch. Mousy Marcellus has put it all back together in honor of his late friend and driver, Willie. It's just absolutely perfect, and it doesn't sit here just looking old. It's a runner as well. Let's get going.
I'll give you 3 easy guesses what I'm standing next to. You say top fuel dragster? Wrong. Top alcohol dragster? No way. I'm next to an A-gas supercharged 33 Willys. That's right, with a big wing on the back and a supercharged motor underneath this aerodynamically sleek hood. You say, well, what's a tiny car like that have to run against an A-gas super? Well, how about a fat-fendered 41 Willys? This one driven by Mary Ann Harmon. She's a terror in this class. The controls are things like the wings and the spoilers in their size, the maximum cubic inches to the weight of the car, and, of course, the type of fuel that is used as well. Some great action coming in A-gas supercharged, not only here at the California Hot Rod Reunion, but throughout the West Coast. Let's take a look at the first round pairings. Leading the charge into battle was Jack Holsey of Folsom, California. Jack in the far lane squared off against Merced, California's Johnny Wood. Wood's number 5 qualifying position should have worried Holsey, but as they staged, the pressure must have been too much for Wood as he red-lighted away his chance to make the semifinal round. The next pair found number 3 qualifier Rich Roberts of Winton, California, taking on the number 7 man Terry Rose of San Ramon, California in the near lane. In the best reaction time battle of the event, Rose got a slight lead on Roberts' out-of-shape 64 Corvette and held on to the end of the track to take the win. The third pair matched up number 2 qualifier Mel Bryson all the way from Springfield, Oregon, with number 6 runner Steve Castelli. In a battle of Willys in the near lane, Castelli's 41 model to Bryson's 32 coupe, the advantage went to Castelli out of the chute. But picking up speed down track, Mel made the long trip worthwhile by passing Steve and earning a right to race in the Final 4. In the last confrontation of the round, San Leandro, California's Steve Woods took on last place qualifier Jeff Wilkerson from Buford, Georgia. Wilkerson in the far lane cut the tree thin and used up the entire Bakersfield quarter mile to stay ahead of a much quicker and faster Woods. Wilkerson took the win to advance to the next round.
We'll have more A-gas highlights from Hot Rod Reunion 4 when we return. Plus, nostalgic top fuelers take to the track. It all started on dry lakes, and we'll show you some of those pioneers being honored. And we'll take a look at some drag racing art that would find itself at home in the funny pages.
NHRA Today is brought to you by Mopar, Chrysler Corporation Parts, and the Chrysler Plymouth, Dodge, Jeep, and Eagle dealers who sell and install them. And by Castrol GTX, engineered for greater protection against breakdown.
Welcome back to NHRA Today and our coverage of Hot Rod Reunion 4. There are some of the most unique hot rods on the drag strip, the A-gassers. And Dave McClellan's got the highlights of their semifinal matchups.
Before we get started with the semifinal round, let's take a look at the matchups in A-gas. Jack Holsey versus Terry Rose, and Mel Bryson versus Jeff Wilkerson. The number 1 qualifier, Holsey, picked up an easy win in round 1 when Johnny Wood fouled. Holsey's opponent in this race was Terry Rose in the far lane, who had defeated Rich Roberts on a hole shot in the first round. At the green, Holsey got the advantage and held it throughout the quarter mile for the win. Holsey's time was 7:26 at 183 to a losing 7:82. Here it is again. It was just too much horsepower for Terry Rose as he slowed a little from his first round run, and Jack Holsey ran another consistent 7:26.
I was running about the same all the time there, so that's good. I just want to thank God, and we made it this far.
The other Final Four race pitted Mel Bryson, the number 2 qualifier, up against the 8th qualifier, Jeff Wilkerson, in the near lane. Wilkerson, who had knocked off the number 4 qualifier in the first round, was on his game as he got the whole shot at the start. And as Mel closed at mid-track, he popped a blower, and that was it. Wilkerson got the win with a 7.66 at 174. A look at the replay shows us that Mel had overcome the slower start, but just as he did, the supercharger backfired and his race was over. So now Jeff will face Jack Holsey in the A-Gas final.
I don't quite have enough to outrun these blower cars, but we're going to give them a good shot. Maybe we can get a whole shot on them, and maybe they'll have a little trouble.
The A-Gas final round at the Hot Rod Reunion was an East versus West matchup. Jeff Wilkerson from Beaufort, Georgia, took on number 1 qualifier Jack Holsey from Folsom, California, in the far lane. When the tree went green, Holsey cut the second best reaction time of the day, and that was more than enough to win this inaugural A-Gas race at the Hot Rod Reunion. Another look at this race shows us that Jack was never challenged, as his 85 thousandths of a second advantage off the line, coupled with problems at mid-track for Wilkerson, meant an easy win, even though this was his slowest run of the day, a 7.33 at 184.
It's really been special. The thing just happened to be stepping up and be running pretty good. We set the record a couple of weeks ago at Sears Point, so that we was excited about that, and then winning this here really put the icing on the cake. It's really been good, I'll tell you.
Congratulations to A-Gas champion Jack Halsey. But we've still got one more pair of cars. It's the Hot Rod Reunion Top Fuel Finals. Will the defending champion take the crown home again? Dave McClellan has the call.
The Top